Assalamu alaikum, a very good evening and welcome to another episode of iON Business. Tonight what I would like to discuss with you is the long-term damages of businesses and economy in whole within the community, within the locality. I have two great businessmen with me tonight. They're very well-known businessmen. First on my right is Jahangir Alam Johnny, and further on my right is Mr. Tariq Mahmood. Very good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the program. Thank you for coming in. Very good evening. Gentlemen, tonight's discussion is how the pandemic has affected business and how much damage it has done to a long term. Obviously, you both specialize in a lot of different businesses that you have, what we spoke earlier on. Do you think the business that you are running, has it or will it bounce back? For example, your grocery, your meat and chicken, the butchering business that you have, with all the other businesses that you have, do you think, what are the demand? Do you think that we can go back where we was, or we can be better in the terms that are coming up?
If you ask me personally, I don't think so that we will bounce back in the near future. It's a long-term pandemic, as we all know, and all the world say it's a long-term pandemic, so the damage is a long-term. There's no near future for the bounce back.
So this damage has done pretty much a very long in the industry that you are in. What can we do to really encourage or push the businesses to come back and sort of like make it more worthwhile or push it towards the goal that you might be targeting?
The government have to be show the more sympathy to the businesses, and especially to the small businesses, and they have to look to the humanities, because this is a pandemic. It's nothing in the hand of the people. It's come from the God. So if this is a pandemic, it's not in our control. So we have to be treat everyone equally and look more at the humanity, and instead of just doing the calculation and pushing up the economy and opening up the businesses. We haven't any great news from any politician everywhere in the world that we are going to be, this pandemic is going to be end. We have some solid, strong solution of this pandemic. Otherwise, yes, all people are getting vaccinations, and the government are pushing to do the vaccination. But do the scientists have the answer that this vaccination is good? So in fact, if you ask me, and I personally believe that they are just testing on the human body this vaccination, and nobody knows what's going to be the end result, what will be, because how many variant this virus can make or change. The scientists have some numbers, and how many they change. Like we see this one virus here in the UK, then we have a Brazilian variant, and we have a South African and an Indian, and it's the whole world. It's the whole world, and we are crippled. I say we are crippled. This government, I strongly, I'm seeing they are rushing toward the open economy, and they are really.
So is that a good thing? Do you think that it's done, pushing the opening for businesses like yourselves?
Yeah, they have no other chance. The government, they want to open the business. They are opening the business, but what's the other? They have a solution. And they refuse support to the small businesses. How may they give the support to the small business? We all know. I have a small example. We stuck in a business to open it called the Nemat restaurant, which is a traditional Pakistani food restaurant. We bring the tradition of Pakistan into our UK community, our all community, and we want to show them what kind of food we have and give them the taste. But we stuck in that business for 2 years, and we literally asked a single answer from the local council and the government to give us why they're not giving us the support. All the grants they give to the small businesses, we didn't get any grant. We didn't get any support or grant or anything from the local councils. Even they push us. They send us bailiffs. They have no sympathies.
So you obtained the lease just before the lockdown. As soon as the lockdown happened, you could not open the business.
On the instruction of the government.
Obviously, on the structure of the government. So and then you were lumbered with a court case.
Yeah, I mean, then they asked us to close it down. You cannot open it. We close it down, and we stuck with the landlord and with the councils and with the bills and with all the peoples. What the government did for this 1.5 year, 2 years, what kind of bills they waived from the small businesses, other businesses who closed down, what they did it. They gave us a small amount of the support, some money to the businesses.
The grant.
The grants. I mean, that's a peanut money to run a business. What these small businesses contributing in the economy, in the community, the livelihood of the people, and how many people they are engaging. Okay, so what they get out of that? That's not even enough for 2 months running cost. They're all gone. I mean, you can see in our local in area where we're sitting at the moment in London, East London. We have a Barking, we have a Ilford area, all this area, East London. Many businesses wipe out, literally wipe out from the high street. I mean, I see in the Green Street and the Ilford where the people have a luxury, branded Asian clothing shops. They shut it down and they open to the grocery and the meat and the vegetable shops.
That's true, yeah.
So the luxury went away and the necessity came in. So
Yes.
so in your business, in terms of the pandemic and the necessity goods, has it made it better? Has the business been better over the pandemic, or how has your business?
Yes, we I mean in our business we belong to the meat industry, and the meat industry is necessary to life. I mean, people they have to eat something and they need a meat. But we have many challenges as well. How can we open the business?
Yeah,
That's
it was okay for like 2-3 weeks, but after that, people not coming from the outside of the London, not coming because my shop is in Whitechapel, based in East London. So people not coming from far away. So it's difficult. So it was okay first 3-4 weeks. Then it's been like again messed up.
It was literally like, I mean, we risk our life. Okay, we risk our life. We did clapping for the NHS, but the people who risk their life to open the business for the community and the people, who clap for them?
Keeping the food industry going,
and who clap for them? Literally, I mean, I got virus by serving to the community and the people. Okay, where we stand there.
So it wasn't just a business, but it was a responsibility, so that you can open your businesses so the public, the local community can buy their consumption.
Yeah, if you ask me, I have a simple one aim to keep the open business. So one cause to serve the community and humanity. If we shut it down, if pandemic go more worse, and if my kids need a bottle of milk, and if there's no bottle of milk, what I feel and what I do.
Yeah.
Both of you gentlemen specialize in meat and chicken. Right, going back in the initial lockdown where we had a price surge.
Yes.
This is the first time I'm really talking about this on my show here. I mean, the consumer was like, why has the price gone up? Tariq Bhai, Jahangir Bhai, you both are very big businessmen in that field.
To be honest,
what really happened in that?
To be honest, that we not increase the price. Price has been increased by supplier because everything stopped from coming from other country. We need every day like more or less 3 million chicken in UK, all UK, and around 1.5 million sheep. We not produce that.
So the UK doesn't produce it. It comes
that
in
much,
from.
Yeah. So it's been increased. People eating more. We need more, but things
I don't
less.
think so. I agree with my brother.
Yes, so this is the main problem, and all shipment is closed, everything closed. So this is most of the
Tariq Bhai
issue.
said something different. Was it Tariq Bhai?
No, I would say, because I personally, I'm a supplier, I'm a wholesaler, and I have some vast experience in the business. There was no lack of supply. Okay, there's no lack of supply at that time in last year, March. It's just a panicking price increase, and the business people, the suppliers, particular suppliers in a particular, like a grocery shop, assume. I don't believe the producer, they increase the price. The supplier, local supplier, they increase the price. And there was a high panicking in all the people, and the people were dumping and they're supplying, they're buying more and more and more. And everybody just get the advantage of that one. But if we, like the small businesses, a grocery shop,
so it wasn't the grocery shops to be blamed for.
No, it shouldn't be, because we were in front of the customers, and we cannot give them an answer, and they don't understand us. They were giving us a blame that you are increasing the price while the things are not in our hand. Even our staff, they show the prices of the supplier, that that's what we've been paid, and they charge, and we were
you're only reflecting what you've paid.
That's true. The trading standards, they involved in that matter. They approached to me, and I give all the information to them that this is the way it's happened, and they come back with a thanks email. And all the supplier, I wrote to the email that why you increase the prices where there's no shortage of food, and they didn't reply to us.
Yeah.
And it's just agreed, and the people greed, and some greedy people they take the advantage of that pandemic.
In terms of what we can learn from it, Jahangir Bhai and Tariq Bhai, what we can learn from it. Hopefully that we don't go on another lockdown, which nobody wants. Yeah. But in terms of businessmen like yourselves, if 3 months later that we were to go into something, how would you really try and avoid this grocery shops really not getting that price hike up again? So you are a bigger fish in the market. So what would you do?
It's a blunt, straight way answer. We have to improve our character. We have to be, if we believe in a God, we have to be fear the God. And this is not in the hand of humans. And we are playing with the human life. And they're suffering. Many people, they are, they have a bad health. They have home issues. It's a lot of problem and a lot of depression is going on. And if I and anybody can take advantage, that's a sin. And literally, we have to improve our character as a person-to-person businessman or as the business people. Yes, if there's a literally very, very serious problem, then I think so. It's authority. They take the notice of that thing, but authority know that there's no price increase. Like Tesco didn't increase the price. Sainsbury, all the supermarkets, they didn't increase the price. All the local, especially in our community, they just take the advantage. They shouldn't take the advantage of that.
We were speaking earlier on, Alam Bhai Johnny, in terms of where you said there's not enough supplies, and before we came live, you were saying about the certification of the halal meat and chicken industry.
Yeah,
so there's difficulties in that. Yeah. So how do we help each other, sort of like this battle between the certifier and the supply chain and the consumer? The consumer are getting cheaper product elsewhere in the market, but within sort of our industry or within the industry that you hold business in, it's quite inflamed.
I have a classic example. Yes, you please.
No,
I have a classic example of that thing. Like iON businesses represent a community, and we come from a Muslim community, and we are representing the halal food also, because we in a halal trade. And in the UK, there are many kind of halal. That's unfortunate. Like the KFC also selling the halal, many butcher shops, they are selling the halal without certification, and then the certification body, they are saying, okay, we are the best and we are doing the proper halal, so that only buy our food. So then it's all going into this all into politics. They speaking the most, they giving information to the people, they giving this thing, that this is the right. But if the same person, if any other person want to do the same practice, they say, no, you cannot do it. We can only do it. That's we only the right. So all the shops, like
even though doing the same thing, the same certification,
like there are two bodies, A and B. A is doing certification, and B want to do the same certification, same method, follow the same policies, everything. A will say no, you have only
because they've been in the market for longer.
They're marketing more because they have a monopoly. They simply have a monopoly. They say no. All the shops connected with them, they will say, okay, you cannot buy any halal meat from other. If you buy any halal meat from the other supplier, we will take your certificate. So the people are scared who are with them, because if they they say, okay, we are not with them, then they will say to their audience that don't go to their shop because they're not selling the ABCD, they not have our accreditations. He's losing his customers. So he stick with them. But whenever the demand in any festivals, like in our Eid, Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Zuhr, any other festivals like a Christmas and New Year's, there's a high demand. And every high demand, because of there's a small supply of that particular halal thing, even then the slaughterhouses are the main producer, they didn't increase the prices. Like the chicken grower, they didn't increase the prices.
All the big supermarkets are giving buy one, get one free, and so on.
Yeah, but I mean, on every Christmas and New Year's, all the supermarkets, all the brands, all the businesses, the local UK businesses, they give back to their people. They give them, I mean, buy one, get one free. I mean, they decrease the prices. They give them gifts. But unfortunately, in our industry, whenever we have our own festivals, and that's a big question.
The price jumps up.
See,
That's a big
Ramadan, when
question.
Ramadan coming, everything go up.
Which shouldn't be the case, because the supply hasn't changed, and nor has the pandemic changed that in a lot of the cases.
Yeah, supplier has issue as well. We have issue as well. So both is like similar. Like supplier little bit increase the price because it's Ramadan. Because last Ramadan we see is happened last Ramadan. We try to buy like sheep. It's been increased price. So how could we like say customer is been increased? They don't trust. So this is the problem, because slaughterhouse they just increase the price. We don't need to do like.
Coming back to our business question in the terms of where you've had difficulties, obviously we use, or businesses like yourself, a lot of businesses like yourself use external accountants, external lawyers. For the difficulties that you had opening your restaurant, how difficult was it getting the accountants to help you, the lawyers to help you in terms of the furlough, the staffing, and understanding all the changes of different law and grants that was available?
Yeah, there was a poor information. There was very poor information, and they themselves are closed. It's very difficult to reach them. It's a lot of difficulties because there's no offices closed, there's no face-to-face meeting, and all communication on the phone. And I mean, it's a very poor service and very poor communication from them, and it's not up to standards.
Within our community, there was a lot of businessmen and women have said that their accountant were charging them extra fees to do the furlough of the staff and making businesses up to date on their taxation and so on. Do you think that should have been the normal? Should they have carried on what they're doing, because this was unprecedented time and unprecedented things?
Yeah, again, it's their ethic matter, because they were fixed prices with the client. Okay, we will do this job, the certain jobs, like we will do your VAT, we do payrolls and all the accounts and everything. But they were, as a business people, we were not expecting this pandemic, and they were not expecting this pandemic extra services. But I would say if they charge something extra for the extra time and service, that's reasonable. They have to, because they're giving time to the people for the extra job. And if it's not in the agreement, they didn't discuss it before, so they are right to be charged a little extra for the extra time. But if they give the right information and if they give the time, which they couldn't give it.
Jangir bhai, you were saying about your cafes, that you were doing great business.
Yeah, it was great business.
So for some it's been doom, and for some it's been gloom.
Yeah.
So other than your the poultry and meat and chicken business,
I have a cafe business in Whitechapel.
So you did fantastic business in the lockdown.
To be honest, a cafe business based in Whitechapel. So Whitechapel is very busy if it is not locked down. So my business was open like in 2019 in Cafe One. So it was locked down. So there was not very much business because of this, and government also not support, because the new business they did not issue grant. So
what you were, like Tariq Bhai, you didn't fall into the grant
I did not receive any grant from government for my cafe one because it was new business. Because some council have their different rule. In Tower Hamlet, I think they did not give any grant for when they set it like after 2019. It's happened to me same like Tarak Bhai. He said earlier.
Yeah. So did you end up paying for the commercial rate? Was Tariq Bhai has been taken to court and then he actually successfully defended it?
The business rate relief they discount like full year. It was okay. It was a good thing because my business is small business, so I got business rate relief, so it was okay. But still, it's not like good business like when I usual like. If it was a lockdown, that's why it was not good business.
So how are you finding, now that you're open, your cafe is open, how are you finding, how are you trying to attract more clientele, more people visiting the cafe?
Yeah, to be honest, I have a base in Whitechapel, so everybody knows, and I put leafleting as well, so it's going good now, a little bit better. Hopefully, like if not any lockdown in future, and so hopefully
it will be sustainable.
Yeah, it's gonna be like good business. And there's another issue is staff problem. So that issue has make difference as well.
Are you both having difficulties recruiting staff, or have you still got in the meat and chicken business that you have? Do you still have the staff that you already had, or are you trying to recruit? Is it difficult in that field?
Yeah, it is difficult because in our trade we need a skilled staff.
Yeah, main thing is butcher.
It's like we need a butchers, other cutters, and they are not available in the market. And if somebody have any problem, we cannot be replaced.
That's
because
true,
it's not an odd job. Not a job of like a supermarkets people. They are specialized in their work. So in the pandemic, we have a great issues. Like we have opening timing, a long opening time.
Gentlemen, I'm going to pause you there. We need to go on a small commercial break. Viewers, stay with us. We'll be back very shortly, and we'll continue the discussion. Assalamu alaikum, a very good evening and welcome back to iON Business. This week's topic on iON Business is how long-term damage the economy has been into businesses and the economy. Tonight's guest is Jahangir Alam Johnny on my far right and Mr. Tariq Masood on my far right. What we're discussing, how prices has changed during the pandemic, how the supply chain has changed, and how difficulties businessmen like themselves has been facing throughout the last year and a half or so. Gentlemen, welcome back to the program again. What we were discussing is how are you finding your business after all this open up when you see it? Tariq Bhai, we're coming to our festival of slaughter. Do you think business will be booming for both of you gentlemen in the coming months, in the coming days?
Yeah,
hopefully yes.
Hopefully yes.
Yeah, because we already getting booking for the Qurbani.
Because this is one of the biggest sort of in the Islamic calendar, the biggest slaughter, biggest sort of meat oriented.
That's true. Yeah.
So do you think there will be some recoupness from what you have lost, or
no,
obviously what do you make out of it?
Damages are huge. And the recovery is very slow, and we are not expecting that this festival because if you see, because a household, a person who do the Qurbani, he start to hold his animal, and then if he's not distributing here because the mostly they are consuming by themselves.
Yes, absolutely correct. Yes.
So I mean, it's a like 2 days business or 3 day business, and then we are dead for 1 month.
Because that has to be consumed.
They have to be consumed first, and then they have to come back. So for us, if you see that, I will say that we lose money on every festival. I personally we offer them. We have to offer them. As a Nemat brand, what we do in the market, we do umrahs for our customers. We reduce the price for our customers. We give back them to the community and the customers. So we do something extra for our customer. So, but whatever because for that festival, your costing is going to be high. You have to need more people to handle all this pressure, all this cutting. So the cost is high. But whatever you're making, whatever your profit, you have to be paid back from your pocket for next 2, 3, or 4 weeks. So I don't think so. This is going to be unless the world is
any recovery.
No recovery. Unless the world is open, because we go to city. How many times the local people go to the city? It's all the tourism, all the tourists. The world is closed, and they are banned. Like I heard a news that all the people who took the vaccination, Indian vaccination, and the Russian and the Chinese vaccination, the European Union is going to ban them. If they ban here, then the city is going to be boom. How the university will recruit the people, how the travel industry and the planes they will work, and everything is interconnected. They open the Portugals, they put them into green, and now they put into the grey. So all the people went for the holidays there. They have to rush back.
Some people are rushing back because they have to go to get to some teaching or work on Monday morning, so they can't quarantine for
14 days.
14 days.
So that's a fear, and they're losing money. They've spent, they already booked the things, and it's a lot of headache. Like we literally we camouflage for the last 1.5 years, and most important thing is, I would say you must agree with me that overall the people's attitude is changed. The biggest brand, Clark, who make the shoes here, they offer for 28 hours 85% of the sale. If they're expecting the business is going to boom, why they offer 85% of the discount sale for 28 hours? Because they want more customers. All customers is dead.
People to
they want them to spend. Yeah, shoes price is £100. They're asking for a £15.
It's taking long because it's like a silent war. To be honest, it's going to take long to replace the when we was usual. It's going to take time.
So again, going back to, maybe we should encourage a lot of people, all the people to come out and get the vaccine, and do you really, going back to the Portugal comment that you've made, do you blame the government for doing that, or do you think they've done the right thing?
Government is not doing the right thing because they honestly don't know what they're doing. They haven't the right answers. Like I have a single question: what they are putting the vaccination into the people's bodies? Do they have an answer? This is going to be finally workable, because they need more tests. Many people, after getting this vaccination, they are infected, their throats are again down, and they have some Indian variant. Even they got the Indian variant after getting this vaccination. So what is going to be next winter? If the ministers or our PM, he have the right answer, like today there's a news that PM is saying all the world have to do the vaccination, pushing by 2022.
But correct me if I'm wrong, the government or any vaccination pharmaceutical is not saying it's 100% immune. So once you get it, you're not 100%. The percentage are there that we could carry on getting infected, but the chances are, the percentage are significantly lower than if you didn't have it.
Yes, but it takes time to get the people trust back. If you go to the Europe, many European people they are now not taking vaccinations. They refuse to take the vaccination. Even I think so. Is a Belgian football team. Half of the football team they refuse to take the vaccinations.
But that will not help in any business or any country, because the movement are not there. So if we don't have people coming in and out of the country, in and out of the business, so businesses and consumption would not happen as you would as a businessman.
Exactly. My supply line
all your businesses
seriously is affected, because when this pandemic, we were importing chickens from Poland, we were importing our beef from Portugal. and we were importing our nuggets is Czech Republic, and it's seriously affected. And then this Brexit also, because you see there's a huge many people, they move out, and there's world is closed. And then for traditional business, other skilled people, it's very hard to be in halal industry to be recruiter. Different community person. How we cut the meat, they don't know how they. Our people like to cut the meat, so we need our own people. And in a supermarket or the restaurants, now we are struggling for our staff.
This is something Mr. Jahangir Johnny was saying, in regards to having qualified people come over from any of the world, making it easier.
That's true. Because that government, I think they announced for the new employee, they're issuing some work permit like this year. So if they do it properly, then maybe solve for the employees, that we can find employee and we can bring employee from the good butcher, good cutter, that sort of thing. So
do you think that in terms of the employee's license could be a little bit lenient and be able to get more recruit for your specializing industry?
If we look on the bigger picture, not only in our business but many other businesses in the high streets, and they need the recruitment.
Exactly.
They need the recruitment because from Europe is filling the market from last many years. Like all the hospitality industry, restaurants, hotels, clubs, pubs, these industries, which is city life industry, they will struggle for the staff. Because this is a huge gap in the market. We are struggling for our skilled butcher staff, not only in the butcher shops, but we are also cutting deboning plants. So if we need a people there to debone our chicken, to debone them, and if any person sick, ill, then there's a
shortfall of working hours. You've mentioned 2-3 countries within the European that you used to buy products or goods from. Since the Brexit, since the pandemic, how difficult has it been for getting supplies in?
It's very difficult because I do bring the stuff from China as well. I have other business, so I bring sometimes China, India, lots of things. So it's last January, February, March, April, last 4 months was totally crap. They not anything coming. They just stuck everything on the seaport. Nothing coming.
It's a lot of difficulties getting the goods.
They stuck 4 months. After 4 months, I received everything together. I ordered before October, November like this, but I received this 8-9 months later. It was for pandemic.
But is it
Brexit,
something fresh goods? Is it fresh good? For example, you say the meat and chicken.
For TRS thing, it's come from India, spice thing.
The dry goods.
Dry goods, like the Bangladesh as well. So this thing coming take long, and they increase the VAT as well because of Brexit. After Brexit, it's going to increase the price. So it's not going to be same after 3-4 months. It's not going to be same price, everything.
So that will reflect onto what's gone on to the consumer, the customer.
I'm agree with Jahangir by that. Price is going to jump by 25-30%.
That's true.
Not in the start of the pandemic.
Not only Bengali community, all community.
It's
going to be jump.
Because
of BIT. BIT they charge extra to supplier.
We were importing chicken from Poland, and there's a bird flu in the Poland, so they killed, I think so, is many millions of the chicken, because they all the farmers, they have to kill the chickens, they have to put grow new chicken, so all the supply line cut from there, and because of the supply line cut from there, because there's no chicken at the moment there, the price jumped by 20%.
So these are the things. These are the things that a lot of people, a lot of the consumers, a lot of Joe public like myself don't understand that supply chain has an effect, and a lot that goes into price inflation or price hike. So like you're saying, your scenario where you're getting chicken from your Poland, they had to kill off so many chicken, but the price has gone up by 20%.
Yeah.
If you're still buying that, you're paying 24%, then obviously that has to be reflected to the consumer, the buyers in the shop.
That's true. Where the governments, they have to be, I mean, we are not getting this information from the government ministers. Yes, from the news channels and from the news, but government ministers not saying this thing. What the government is increasing the, people's salary, and what the increasing of the prices. They are not matching at the moment. I don't think so. I personally, as a father, head of family, it's a factor in my pocket also. Like we spend a budget of week this one or a month this one, and now we're spending what we are spending now is at least 25-30% of the increase as compared to last year.
That's true. Yeah.
Jahangir bhai, in terms of recruitment, what we spoke earlier on, the recruitment. Are you having people difficulties recruiting in the UK? Could the government should do more within the UK to get people trained in places where
I think
you could have employees trained in the UK, coming out of college, coming out of school, and
yeah, I think they did be easier like before was usual, because they make easier to come in UK. They're welcoming from other country nowadays, like in work permit thing. So hopefully, it's going to be working. Like it's going to take time. After 1 year, maybe 2 years, it's going to take time. It's going to be little.
Can your business sustain that sort of shortage of staff?
It will take more time. It will take more time, because all the universities, I mean, the kids who are coming into the country, they're spending a lot of money. The parents, parents, they're doing a lot of sacrifice. They're giving them the saving to come into the Europe or UK, and to get the higher education and go back and to serve back them.
Yeah, they did. I think they did student visa, but it's not enough, because they have only 20 hours work permit, I think. So it's not enough for like proper thing, proper employee, proper worker. So
can we get that? Can we? Do you think the government should encourage homegrown people to go into the field that you're doing? Have a proper butchering, deboning, like you say. Is that something that you would encourage the government to do?
We have a lot of support from the students people come from other countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. But now, the government didn't give any support, or the university didn't give them any support to them in the pandemic. They pay the fees and they say go on online.
That's true.
If they have to go online, then why they come into this country? Because they cannot learn the culture, they cannot mix it up, they cannot see the things, they cannot learn, they cannot get the experience.
They could have done it online from their home countries.
Yeah, in home country, and then after finishing their study, what kind of job they get in this country, because all the businesses are crippled. The businesses are moved to the houses. Many people, they're working from company attitudes is changed, or big company attitude is changed, because they don't want to buy and hire the big offices and to keep people in the staffing there and paying the rent and all the rates. They change, they make and develop all the new system for them to work from the home. They are saving a lot of costing of the employee. So why they will redirect, why they come back to their places, like if we go into the city, zone 1, the rates and the big tycoon company, what they are paying there, why they reverse again there? Because they change, I think that they change
they've adapted to the new thing.
They change the psyche of the people. By this pandemic and this virus, people's psyche and their attitude and their way of thinking, way of living, it's a long-term impact. It's long-term impact. Many people, I personally myself, when I got this virus, it's affected me for 8 weeks. I was running, then it's hard for me to walk. It's the same effect, because of other people's life, and then the businesses and the people. It take, personally, I will say, it take many years, and we'll be very lucky that it's now grow something new. Like now European Union is announcing that the people who got the Indian and Chinese and the Russian vaccination, they're not allowed to come in this country. This is a big announcement. Then where are we seeing the next word? Because all the products
I haven't updated myself regards to that as yet. So
that was a news in very high big news in the BBC.
Jahangir Bhai was saying earlier on that people are not spending as much, even though things have opened up. Exactly. So where we earlier on he was saying that within your business, the consumer are not spending as they would have done 2 years ago or before the pandemic.
That's true. Yes.
Why do you think they're doing that at the moment? What has it changed? Why has it changed?
Many people lost a job.
Yeah,
what they were doing, what their profession, what they're doing in that one. Like in supermarkets, they change the staff. I mean, IT, services industry, all the hospitality industry closed, all the servicing industry closed. I mean, all those implies like we heard the news that pilots, they were doing the delivery job on the cycles.
Exactly.
Going back, there was a clip. I'm not sure when it's pilots doing butchering in Dubai.
Yeah.
So because they were on furlough and they went and started doing butchering. So you wearing their own pilot's uniform, they're actually chopping up
all the
and entertaining
industry.
people.
I mean, this is millions of the people, millions of the people in the overall world industry. You see, it's a million of the people, hospitality and the travel industry, everything linked with them. I mean, how many millions of the people come every year to visit UK and the rest of the world? They go to America, they go to Australia, South America, UK, Europe. I mean, they're crippled. Our city's summer was booming because of the visitors. We have no visitors. If we have no visitors, we have no business.
That's
and
true.
The local people sitting up here, psychological, many people become dull. I mean, they're low. Because they're not getting any good news. Every day we open the news channels, see any news. What we're getting the good news? Hope. Yes, we're surviving on the hope. That's a very good thing. But it's a very big dent. Everybody knows this thing. And we haven't a good answer. But yes, we say, okay, we are opening the business, but we are taking more risk.
Yeah. Tariq Bhai, we're coming towards the end of the show. What advice, Jahangir Bhai, let's start with Tariq Bhai, what advice would you give my viewers across the whole spectrum? If they were in businesses like yourselves, what would you suggest that they do for the coming month, for the coming years, and how should they go on about it?
To look after themselves, first of all, to say thank what we have at the moment. We have a good health. If they have a good health, that's a blessing of God. That's a big thing, and this is not in the hand of people. Whatever we are going through a phase, is a big phase. So have a patience and try to be happy. And if we are healthy, that's a blessing, and we have to say thank you to God.
Thank you very much. Very good. Jahangir Alam, Mr. Johnny, in terms of you are doing varieties of
thanks to,
what would you say to my viewers?
Thanks to Allah Rabbul Alamin. We have still alive. We have still good health. So this is the best thing. So keep everyone safe. Inshallah, it's going to be everything normal.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, so, we hope no more lockdown as well, inshallah. So, it's going to be everything normal,
Thank you very much, gentlemen. I would like to really appreciate you being on the show. You've been a great start, and thank you very much for coming to the show. Viewers, we're coming towards the end of a few minutes of the program. Thank you for joining this evening, and I hope to see you next Sunday, same time, same place. But before I go, I would urge and suggest, if you haven't got your vaccine yet, go out and get your vaccine. Stay apart, sanitize your hand, wash your hand, wear your mask where you need to, where you can. Stay safe, look after each other. Until next Sunday, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.